All right, y'all. This is not a content video, so if you're looking for content, please find another video on my page. I hope they help you. This video is a nursing testimonial because the longer I teach, the more I realized my students need more than just a teacher. They need to have somebody who will listen, who will see them, who will encourage them in times of need. So who better to do that for you all than other amazing nurses? Something I want y'all to know about me is I have a habit before I post a YouTube video or before I teach a class or before I speak. I always have a habit of praying, can I help just one person? And in my mind, if I could help one person and maybe they are successful on a test, or maybe they're more confident going into the NCLEX, I see how many patients' lives they'll touch, the family members of those patients. Maybe even they're just providing a better life for their own family. And I just see these dots growing exponentially. That one person and that ability of that one person to touch so many people in the field of nursing to me is just a blessing. So I want to, if you need it, put more nurse testimonies on this page that maybe you needed to hear in that moment to help just that one person. So I'm about to introduce to you an amazing nurse. Her name's Akira. She's been a nurse for many, many years, and she is that nurse you want taking care of your loved one. She is that nurse you want with your mother, your father, your children. She is the type of nurse that is praying over you and yours, and you don't even have a clue. She's in your corner. So Akira is here to remind you all that you are a part of something so much bigger.
As nurses, we should realize that we are a part of something so much bigger and so much greater than the healthcare system that you work for, the unit that you work on, even the patient that you're caring for at that time. I realized this one night as an ICU nurse, a young ICU nurse. I had a patient with a head injury, and according to the doctors, his survival rate was slim to none. His family had been recommended to, start thinking about the decisions that they may have to make on his life. His family came in, they played gospel music, they quoted scripture over their family member, they prayed over their family member, and they would leave right at shift change because that was the end of visiting hours. So in the evening they would leave. At this time I worked nights and I came in, and I am one of those nurses that if my patient is knocked out on propofol, if they are knocked out, I've done a neuro assessment on them and I haven't felt anything, I still talk to my patients as if they were sitting up having a cup of coffee. I talk to my patient and just let them know what's going on around them, what the weather was like, And this particular evening was the evening before the family was going to discontinue life supporting measures. I went in, I did my neuro assessment on him because I had him several nights before. So this night I went in, I did my neuro assessment on him, and it gives me chills to this day. I felt the slightest movement in his fingers when I did his grip assessment. It was so slight, I had to check myself like, okay, girl, is that you or was that your patient? And I said, okay, do that again. Grip my hand. It was only on one side, but I was grateful for that. And the patient, a little more movement this time, but it was something there. Of course, I ran to that phone, called that physician, and the long story short, although that patient still had a long recovery, that patient survived. As a nurse, I've been a nurse for a long time, and I will tell you, there are some shifts that are hard, some patients that are hard, some team members that are hard to work with. But at the end of the day, we are a part of something so much greater. The medications that you give, the integrity that you have, the reassurance that you give, the procedures that you assist in. When God is working, when He is healing, we are the hands and feet of that. So I encourage you throughout your career to remember that you are a nurse and you are a part of something so much greater and miraculous than we can ever imagine. Go be great.